Christmas, the time of year where families migrate from all over to eat food and open presents with one another. Speaking of presents, a familiar mustached hero has seemingly lost his own. Let's follow Mario through several enemy-filled, obstacle-hidden, icy levels as we try to get the presents back so Christmas can continue like normal in Super Mario World Hack Haunted Christmas. The story goes, Big Boo has taken presents from Mario's house, and of course our hero needs to get them back so Christmas can continue like normal. There's just enough story to push the game out the door. But let's be serious guys, no one plays Mario for its story. We play it for the mad platforming, catchy tunes, and vivid sprites that capture our attention. This game definitely delivers on that as well, but it just kinda has a little higher difficulty than preferred. The first level starts out at a high difficulty, just as the rest of the levels are. The first enemy you encounter, a red Koopa, causes immediate death as you instinctually kick the shell into what seems like a wide area and it bounces off a well-blended wall. As soon as you traverse that fraction of the intro area, a charging Chuck comes after you while you discover a mushroom, which is a chore to get because of the exaggerated ice physics, which are on just about every single surface, even if the sprite doesn't show it. And if you don't like charging Chucks, well guess what, you better get used to them, because they are littered around this game, along with other vicious enemies that don't mind the ice. Just falling down onto a ledge below is difficult as you slip and slide your way to safety. The developer of this ROM did not hold back with the difficulty either, which is even more clear when you fall into unsuspecting pits below, over and over and over again. The game also pushes you to do different things with different ideas. For instance, in the first level you must grab a spring, bring it a ways back, and propel yourself onto the ledge above. In principle, this sounds easy and has been done many times in Mario games before. However, with intense ice physics, low ceilings, and charging Chucks left and right, it becomes quite a task. Being an average Mario player, that small area took way longer than I'd have liked it to, but it was okay, because the background music was way more than enough to keep me going. The entire way, you have to be quick on your feet with fast reflexes, or you just won't get very far as the game throws enemies at you constantly. Let's discuss power-ups. They weren't too common or too rare, they were just right for a decent challenge. They seemed to come when I needed them the most, which is great for this style of platformer. The most common power-ups that I found were the usual mushrooms and fire flowers, with one level containing a feather that did serve little purpose. The developer added checkpoints as well, which can provide a helpful extra hit and a place to resume just as they function in the original game. Coins seem to be an issue though, but not one that's immediately identifiable. Players need lots of lives to keep going and are awarded every 100 coins, but that's not the problem. The problem is that 100 coins aren't particularly easy to get. More than anything, you just want to get through the level rather than messing around with a hard-to-hit block that will most likely cause you to fall off the edge or into an enemy. Very rarely, the game will award you a good old 1-up, which will generally be wasted seconds after obtaining it, making even those not worth the effort. When it comes down to it, most of the challenge comes from cheap platforming tactics that turn this game from happy-go-lucky to really frustrating. Having a shell shot at you from the edge of the screen before you even see the Koopa is not enjoyable in any way, and is only avoidable by luck on the initial discovery. There are also spiked objects that blend in with the level backdrop, and even when you know the location of the hazards, you still die on them over and over again. What you learn is to eventually trust no objects in the game except the iconic perks like coins and power-ups. On the last level of the game, you come to a puzzle that I've never stumbled upon before. You are given a certain amount of grabbable blocks, and must use every single one to get out of the area by using them to hit the question blocks. Without save states, I would consider this challenge close to impossible because it is so easy to slip off the edge because of the wide gaps and slippery floor. Even if you don't fall, if you misuse a block, you have to exit the area and re-enter it using the door, where everything you've accomplished so far in the puzzle resets. Once you time everything perfectly and get through the end pipe, use the newly found key on the door and you are brought right back to the same area, and must do everything over again until you solve the puzzle underneath that puzzle. It took me far too long to complete it, and it should have been made a little bit easier, especially for casual players who might not see the game to the end just because of this final puzzle. After the puzzle, you get to fight the Big Boo who stole all the presents. He's a lot easier than everything you've traversed so far, so worry not. To beat him, you just avoid the ghosts that spawn from the edges as well as Big Boo himself, and when he solidifies, just throw a block at him. The small ghosts do pose a threat, but compared to the levels leading up to this fight, they're nothing but a walk in the park. After a few hits, Big Boo faints, revealing a door containing Mario's beloved presents. After a seriously challenging platformer with many teeth-gritting moments, I felt satisfied and accomplished with Big Boo's defeat. All the deaths and urge to quit became gratified seeing our protagonist and Peach wishing us a Merry Christmas. Even though there were less than 10 levels and the game is only a couple of hours long, it is worth a shot, even if you only stick around for the first level. If anything, just load up the overworld on your TV and jam out to the awesome old school Christmas theme while you go ham with some tasty dinner. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Christmas and holiday season as the year draws to an end. If you guys enjoyed this video, how about exercising that holiday spirit you have and dropping a like on this video? Every single one helps out tons. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays everyone. Tevin out.